Welcome to Winfield's week of Rugby League, and what a week it has been with that third and deciding State of Origin clash last Wednesday at Lang Park between New South Wales and Queensland. We'll have all the highlights of that super game for you. Also, the action of the Saturday match of the day between Cronulla and Parramatta, the Sunday State Bank big game between South Sydney and Manly, all the highlights of all the other games played last Sunday, as well as the Monday night clash under lights at the Belmore Sports Ground between Balmain and Illawarra. But our week got underway last Wednesday night at Lang Park. The Winfield Shield was up for grabs, New South Wales and Queensland.
And there's the kick-off for the start of the Winfield. Game 3 as the series continues, and Belcher brings it out and he's belted down very quickly. About 15 metres out from the line now. Queensland in possession, working the ball toward the 22. The defence in this game will be unbelievable in the first 15 minutes. Watch for the hits, watch for the breaks as they wrestle them down now. 3 and 4 players in from New South Wales. Bringing the Queenslanders down as Canescu fires one out to Dowling. Dowling, the big man. Runs into some big men there too. Plenty of reception committee for Dowling. Back for Lewis for the clearer. No, he gets rid of it. Gets it to Belcher. Now they get the kick away. Gary Jack, though, well positioned at the moment. No, the ball will split him. It'll go to Eddinghausen. His first touch now. He brings it back, but they get him inside the 22 with some good defence. And listen to the Lang Park crowd. Well, a bit of nerves out there, and there's a real big hit on Gary Jack. Oh, went down. That was Brian Niebling, the new face that's back in this Queensland side, the bearded Niebling. Plenty of experience. Took the place of Martin Bella. Comes out to Cliff. Lions onto Kenny. Kenny slips right back inside the Lions. Lions has made the first clean break. Goes on to O'Connor. O'Connor stepping with some good footwork there. Fought down midway, halfway in quarter. Queensland's into the ground. The Blues on the attack. Cliffy Lyons showing his class there. Splitting the Queenslanders. Touch now winds up, but he's brought down. Well, Cliffy Lyons really just put the accelerator down and split the banana benders as he raced downfield. There's the kick, plenty of chasers, and it's Lyons again that's doing the chasing. Can they get back into the field of play? No! Some great defence from New South Wales. Oh, Lyons is sharp. Jack Gibson, some good play from Cliffy Lyons already.
That was a big play for him. He had to run 40 metres to make that pivot tackle. He got him in the in-goal area.
Well, the stage is set here for some great football. Lions, they said, would have nerves here at Lang Park. Well, they're of steel at the moment because it hasn't worried him one bit. Gary Jack takes the ball on the fly, winds up now. Oh, and comes in some head-high tackle from young Langer, but they take him down. Everything okay. Boyle, almost to the 22, just a few metres short now, but New South Wales look in command here. Davison goes up, slips one out the back door. Queensland come up with the ball, though. Both sides willing to throw it around early here. Niebling plays it back down to Canescu, and on the fly, oh, and what about that for a hitting? Just a shuddering stop. Bobby Linden just went bang and hit the deck, but they've worked their way back almost to the halfway line. So, good penetration at the moment and good defence. Lewis, too big with his kick, and that's unusual at Lang Park, let me tell you. And he had a bit of time, Jack, too.
Well, while he popped his head on that kick, and the ball popped over that sideline.
I think what we should say here, talking about Barry Gomerson when the action started, Queensland, of course, this is his 8th game, but in the 7 that he has refereed and had control of, Queensland have won the penalties 4 of those games. And, and there's a penalty going to Queensland now for feet across. Well, no matter what you say about this man, Queensland have the points on the board, and he's been a very controversial figure. He came out and named Cliffy Lyons as a player to watch throughout the week. That caused a sensation here in Brisbane from the Sydney team managers, or the New South Wales team managers. Jack Gibson, your thoughts on the referee?
Well, he looks like a mad scientist to me, but they said he's an estate agent. He's got some choice blocks up the North Coast, but I don't know. I think he's got a bit of character. He said what he feels about the game.
Well, as you said, a lot of referees think the same thing and don't say it. Okay, let's come back to the action now as Niebling winds up with a pass off Lewis, taken centre field, about 8 metres out from the 22 now. They work this side of the grandstand side. It is huge crowd here tonight, cheering Queensland. Oh, no score at the moment. Gene Miles, the man that's been in a lot of doubt, winds up, tries to unload and can't. Now, I can tell you that we had breakfast in the same room as this man this morning. His ankle is still very, very swollen and his knee heavily taped. So he is not 100%. Langer with a little check through. Here's the chase. Look at Langer. He's got some pace. Oh, that wasn't a bad attempt. Oh, he's got some pace, this little man.
Well, the fans love that. Lewis's first kick for touch was a horror. This one was much better. And we'll have the first scrum of the match. Now, will we see fireworks here? It's just 30 metres out from the New South Wales line. It's a New South Wales ball, but the penalty's gone to Queensland. Feed across. And there it was. So the penalty to Queensland. Lewis kicking for touch. 15 metres out from the New South Wales line. He finally finds the touchline. Now, here are the Maroons launching an attack as Langer switches play to the pass to Lewis. Across the field, Belcher. Belcher for the line. Belcher gets the pass away to try. The try to Linder. Well, smart bit of football from Queensland. Finally, Bobby Linder scoring the try. The clever switching the play between Langer and Lewis. So the Queenslanders draw first blood. Watch it. Here's Langer. Back to Langer, and then a pass to Lewis. Lewis's pass was for Belcher. Belcher was caught so short and finally got that pass away to Bobby Linder, who was backing up well. So Queensland are on the board.
Well, if you watch this play, it's pretty complicated. It's down the blindside shot, but they've got 5 handlings to it. It's very risky. They executed it perfectly.
Belcher finally, oh gee, just hung onto that ball too, Bobby Linder. Very nearly got away from him. So Queensland are on the board. 4 points to 0. And there's been a lot of questions asked about the goal-kicking ability in the Queensland side. Colin Scott has the goal-kicking duties. There are a number of players in the Queensland side who are quite capable kickers, at least at training anyway. But it's Scott who'll have first opportunity. He's taken it about 15 metres in from touch. And it's flagged away. The score remains Queensland 4, New South Wales 0 at Lang Park. Shearer gets to his feet. It's to Niebling. 5 metres short to Langer, to Lewis, to Miles. Miles pass is good to Jackson. Jackson back in the New South Wales half. Back to Langer again. Takes the tackle though. Last tackle signal for Queensland. Back for Lewis. Charge down, picked up by Pearce. Pearce has got O'Connor with him. Didn't see him though. Finally got it back to Johnston. On it goes to Ball. Ball for the line. Ball, has he got the pace? I'll tell you what he has. Boyle is there for New South Wales. Well, the crowd booing, but that was a fair dinkum charge down by Pearce.
Well, Wally blew his assignment here. He just put a low shot, was charged down. Pearce did great. Got it to Boyle.
Well, there's the try scorer, Boyle, but it was the charge down initially from Wayne Pearce that set it. There's the kick from Lewis, charged down by Pearce. Picked up. I thought he should have given it to O'Connor. He didn't see O'Connor. Elected to take the tackle, finally got it to Johnston, and there's Boyle. He had about a 30-metre sprint, but he had enough there to get there. Took the tackler with him, but Boyle was in for the equaliser.
Good release on that play. There's Boyle. Well, there was some doubt whether he could make it, but he had the necessary pace.
That's the longest 30 metres that Boyle will ever run. But he's able to score underneath the post to give Michael O'Connor a very easy conversion attempt, if there is such a thing. So should put New South Wales in front. Michael O'Connor making no mistake, and New South Wales hit the front. 6 points to 4, the Blues lead at Lane Park.
And this Queensland side looking very sharp with the ball. Lewis now with a long pass out to Fatty Vorton. Gets it out now to Jackson. Jackson on to Limmer. Limmer flicks it back to Jackson. He's trying to unload it. It does so to Fatty Vorton. Vorton tries to get rid of it but can't. But they're inside the 22 in just 3 plays. To the ball. Out to Lewis. Lewis looking for runners. It's Belcher. Belcher is there again, and now they're only 10 metres out. Can they go in again? New South Wales have hit the front 6-4. But Queensland coming back. He's Dowling with a little chip kick. And that'll be a try. Oh, yes. Don't worry about it. Shearer was there and jumped on the loose ball. And that came off a kick of Greg Dowling. And they've been practising that move all week long. Well, the big man with the boots, Greg Dowling, strikes back for Queensland. What a game. What a try. And this crowd has gone absolutely mad at Lane Park. Look at them. The banana benders, we love them. Have a look at this. Dowling now. They've been practicing it all week at training. Shearer knew what he had to do, and he was there when he had to be there.
Well, Dowling caressed one through here. Shearer done fine. He's picked up the ball on the hop. Fairly handy to the upright.
Dale Shearer has now scored 7 tries. Up until that time, 5 tries for any player was the most ever. So a wonderful performance from Dale Shearer. And it just shows you that training moves do work, Jack, because we've been watching this side train since Monday night, and they have trained that particular move every session.
Well, he done a little too, the referee on that play. New South Wales are offside, and he put the whistle up, I see, to blow it, but he let it continue. They can possibly come up with 6.
Colin Scott now, not the most reliable kicker. In fact, Gene Miles and Dale Shearer have been kicking so well at training. We often wonder why this man is given the job. He's not the most consistent kicker, but they've persevered with him. Not a difficult angle, and this one looks better. No, waved away again. Well, I think we'll have a change in kicker before this match is over. But there's the score, 8-6. Queensland in front.
Kinescu offloading to Liebling. Liebling, oh, it's been intercepted by Cliff Lyons! Lyons is in the clear! He's a caught ankle tap by Lewis! Oh, desperation stuff from Lewis, because Lyons was away. He's caught on the corner line. Penalty New South Wales. And it's against Lewis. No, it's against Shearer holding him down. This could equalise things again. O'Connor makes no mistake, scores a level again, and we have about 9.5 minutes to half-time. Sterling working this scrum. It's gone with the feed. Here's Lyons. The little chip through by Lyons is picked up by O'Connor, but there's a penalty gone to Queensland. Offside. Now he's ruled that the receiver was in front of the kicker there. And here is the kick. Oh gee, it was touch and go, wasn't it, Jack?
Well, he was in front a bit. Yeah, after he kicked it, it was just a poor decision. They're giving him a possible bonus here because he'll go for goal.
And Scott has missed the point all night. So Shearer has the opportunity to put Queensland in front. And it looks pretty good. Right between the post. So Queensland lead 10 points to 8. 1 minute to go. New South Wales is going to have to do something bordering on a miracle here to get out of this. Langer feeds for Queensland. Won by Queensland. Langer played it back to Gilmister. Gilmister barging up the line, caught by Pearce, but they're using up valuable seconds. Linder at dummy half. Interception! O'Connor swooped on it. Last chance Last throw of the race for New South Wales, but they're a long way from the goal line.
He certainly missed that. O'Connor just jumped the gun. He was 5 yards offside.
Now, New South Wales in possession, but gee, they're only about 15 metres out. And there's a countdown on, 17 seconds. It's with Sterling. A long ball out there for O'Connor. Switching back inside. Keeping it alive now with Kenny. Kenny knocked down by Queensland. Tackle count should restart, but time will beat him, I think. Time will beat him. Queensland fans have gone crazy. Referee Domasol says that's it. That's the ball game. The Winfield State of Origin series has gone back to Queensland. Queensland have defeated New South Wales by 10 points to 8. There it is. 10-8. Queensland win the match. 2 tries to 1. Penalties for 6 apiece. Scrums, well, New South Wales caught up towards the end, but scrums favoured Queensland 9-8. But Queensland win the State of Origin series for 1987. Congratulations to them.
The Saturday match of the day at the Endeavour field between Cronulla and Parra, well, for the Parramatta Eels, 1987 was certainly well and truly over before they even took the field. But as it turned out, it was an important victory for the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks as they continue their hunt in that important race for a top 5 spot in 1987.
Well, there we are, the kick-off, and immediately it's knocked on.
So, a bad mistake by Delroy, talking about the youngsters, and he's knocked it on a metre out from his own line, and so the Sharks will get a chance early on to go on the attack.
Well, there you see, we talk about confidence, and that really won't help them.
So it comes away Speechley, the wide ball comes away. Oh, it's been knocked on by Cronulla, and a scrum will go down 10 metres out. Well, you wouldn't believe that. Freestone,
The other youngster who's involved, who's up there for the Cronulla Sharks, he makes an early fumble.
Well, once again, there you see, it's a bit of pressure and, of course, nerves coming into it.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Delroy and Freestone are marking each other, and they've come up with a knock on a piece in the opening 30 seconds of the match. Now, Taylor in at halfback today. This side performed very well on Monday night, Parramatta against South Sydney. It was a great game of football. And
that's Scott hammered into the ground there by
the Sharks, 10 metres out from his own line as the ball's played. And again, trying to run it out from their own line. The Eels, a lot of pressure coming from Cronulla early on. They're really fired up to keep the Eels pinned down as Lebeater tries to run it out of that danger zone for the Eels. 11 metres out. Bad play the ball. It's going to be a penalty though. Interference in the play the ball against Cronulla. So that'll really take the pressure off. And the youngsters will get a chance to settle down. Ian Hansen, of course, was at the game on Monday night, as was I. It was not only a great game of football, Ian, but of course many people were out there suggesting that South Sydney would win very easily, and they didn't. These youngsters are going to give Cronulla a great game this afternoon.
They certainly will, and it's evident from that first ruck there, David, that these young guys are willing to run the ball from inside their own quarter.
So there's Mosley. He's sporting the headgear as he plays the ball, and now taken up. This is Krenkovic, the youngster who's 19, looks about 14, who has loads of potential, loads of pace, loads of ability. Lebeater. And there's young Krenkovic getting back into the fullback position as it comes away from Taylor. It's now with Laurie, and Laurie, a neat stepping run up over the halfway. Lovely ball back. It goes to Taylor. He couldn't get it away to Scott. Midway, half and quarter line. Cronulla's into the park as Wynn takes it up. And Wynn, he slipped that pass away to Casado. And Casado's going to play it 10 metres out from the
quarter line. He's lost the ball. It's a penalty. The Cronulla headgear went flying. But the penalty is against the
Cronulla side for ripping the ball out after the referee had obviously called held.
And the first opportunity of the afternoon, no doubt, to put points on the board will come now.
Well, without a doubt that he reefed the ball away, but good play by Parramatta. And you were saying that plenty of seen Watson, he was the wingman, but you were saying about there's plenty of style and class with the youngsters, David, but it's in the forwards. They've got to lay that foundation. They've been lacking the strong forward play all season, the Eels.
So the run around, and Laurie in the end, it's come out to Scott. Scott found a runner out there in Delroy, and Delroy's taken to the ground, only about 18 metres out. They decided to run the ball instead of kick for goal, and that's forward. And Ford's tackled only about 16 or 17 metres out from the Sharks line. Mosley blindside taking up Wynn, and Wynn, can he get his pass away? He's 5 metres out. Parramatta putting the pressure on. Mosley moves to dummy half as away it comes to Taylor. Back on the inside and going straight. And
and hard as Slater, and Slater's held up only a metre out. Mosley, it comes away from Taylor, it goes to Scott, and on the run round, Taylor couldn't get it back. Taylor from dummy half, last tackle, the grubber kick, it's not a good one, but as he knocked that on Cronulla, the referee is going to call it up for the knock-on, so the Parramatta Eels will get another opportunity.
Well, this is the risk you take. Good kick, grubber, right on the floor. They're always awkward to handle.
Alan Wilson, the transgressor that time.
As Taylor gets the ball after Parramatta had won the scrum. They're only about 5 metres
Out as it comes away from Delroy Scott. The pass is held up now as it comes away towards Ericsson. And up there very quickly, McGaw holds him up about 18 metres out. Parramatta on the attack in the early stages as Mosley goes down the centre of the ruck.
He's going to be about 13 metres out. Replays the ball. Trenkovic, Taylor
down the inside. Then came Lee
beater, and he can't slip the pass
away. Good defence from Cronulla. They've been under siege for some time now as it goes to Scott. Out it comes
away to Laurie. That step. They're hanging off Laurie a bit. He's got into space a couple of times.
Now Mosley, Taylor, the grubber kick's a better one this time. It's in the in-goal area, but just beats everyone across the dead ball line. And so play will
restart with a tap from the centre of the quarter line. And they had plenty of opportunities there, the Parramatta Eels.
Good play by Taylor, but good all-round play by the Parramatta side. They've really got this Cronulla side on the rack.
So now, McGaw, good tackle over the
top win. That was really solid defence over the top. As now, Catch takes it up. Plenty of fellas wearing headgear out there this afternoon.
They'll need them with some of this tackling. A bit high.
Oh, Porter, I should say Diamond there tackle. Just outside the quarter line, down Cronulla's end of the field. Quinn in a dummy half. Now taken up as Staines. And Staines slips his pass away. Now that's Michael Porter.
And Porter gains another few metres. He's
wrapped up, about 11 metres out from his own quarter line. Miller's pass.
Away to Speechley. Speechley's kick.
Up over the halfway. There's
nobody at home here for Parramatta. Coming across quickly from the wing is Delroy, and Delroy taps it
with his boot and then grabs the ball. And he's going to be held up about 16 or 17 metres out from his own line.
Well, that was unusual, David. The fullback, Trenkovic, had come up into the centre position. And Taylor, who dropped back slightly, but not far enough.
So there we are, the attacking situation as far as 1987 is concerned.
Cronulla there having scored 334 points this year as against Parramatta's 270, so 64 more points have been registered by the Sharks in 1987. We'll all remember that incredible first round game out at the Parramatta Stadium when the Sharks ran in 4 tries in the space of 20 minutes. In fact, they scored 18 points from memory, 3 converted tries in the space of just 9 minutes that afternoon. An amazing performance, and then, of course, an amazing comeback in the second half by the Eels that saw them almost pinch the game. First round result, 26-24, and that was a game where we saw Sterling and Lindner inspire Parramatta in the second half to really get very close to snatching the victory.
Champagne football from both sides. I think we'll see the same this afternoon.
The Sharks have got it just inside
Parramatta's territory as Freestone
plays it. Last tackle against the Sharks, and Miller decides to go the blind side. Can he get his pass away? He's under a bit of pressure. And the referee's going to put the scrum down. Desperation time then for the Sharks.
Certainly was. A lot of confusion coming into the Cronulla side, especially in their attack.
Yeah, interesting too from that game Monday night, you guys. Michael Mosley will play today's match with 8 stitches in a head gash.
He's obviously a great figure. I was just about to cross down to Ian and say I think there's a special reason for Mosley with the headgear. The Eels have got the ball, 10 metres their own side of halfway.
Now, they try to run it back to the halfway. This time that's Slater. Doesn't he look like Bugden? And that's loose pass from Lee Beater, but cleaned up well by Delroy, but the referee is going to penalise Parramatta. Obviously,
one of the Cronulla players was held off that loose ball, and so Cronulla will now get a chance to kick for goal, which they'll do. 2. Oh, it's obvious. Look at that.
Well, it was good play by Queen in the first instance.
Here comes Watson, the chance to put the Sharks in front. It's high, but wide. And so the score remains at Parramatta 0, Cronulla Sutherland 0. So almost 10 minutes gone in the first half, still no score as Docking. The fullback runs it back and he's taken by
Laurie, and also up there the hooker
Mosley. still just inside Cronulla's
territory. Diamond runs it ahead. Quickly to his feet. That's good thinking. Now it comes away to Miller. Miller almost to the halfway line.
Parramatta moving up so quickly, David, that the Sharks really should try something very close to the ruck.
Speechley, the run round almost
going to be taken there with Quinn, but now it comes back to Docking.
and Docking. He slipped that pass away to Hatch, and on it goes to Speechley. Speechley up over the quarter line. He's looking for support. He's run away from it, although it was forced on him a little bit by the good defence there of Delroy. They keep it going the same way, the Sharks. And now it comes away to Miller, and Miller's pushed across the corner post. No try.
And in fact, the referee is going to put the scrum down because Miller had obviously put a foot into touch
Before it, he'd even got to the corner post.
Good play by the hooker here, through the half dummy, and just a sheer weight of numbers took him out.
And as you can see, clearly being taken into touch just before the corner post was taken. And now the penalty going against the Sharks 6 for packing incorrectly. And Parramatta get a reprieve and a bit of that pressure taken off by kicking for touch.
Wasn't that great play, though, by Cronulla. They kept the ball alive. And as I mentioned earlier, they'd be well suited to play very tight football in and around the rucks because Parramatta are coming up very quickly out wide.
Parramatta with the ball. That's Tony Chalmers. He's taken 30 metres out from the Parramatta line. Still no score. Oh, that was a forward pass. And Wynn's gone straight through. He's up over the halfway. He's looking for Krenkovic. He can't get the pass away. That would have
Been rough justice, though, because I have no doubts that was a forward pass, but a good run from Wally. And now it comes away as the ball has got away to Scott, back on the inside and taking the ball straight and hard as forward. And he's almost down to the quarter line. Going from dummy half as Krenkovic, and good tackling from his opposite number, Docking. Holds him up. Down on the Cronulla quarter line. Last tackle against the Eels as it comes to Taylor. He puts the grubber kick in. Quinn perfectly positioned. Gathers in the bouncing ball and then is wrapped up 11 metres out from his own goalposts.
Wasted kick there by Taylor, but good positioning by Quinn.
Peter Wynn, one of the many footballers whose nickname is Wally. It really, Mike, it would have been a bit sad as far as the Cronulla Sharks would have been concerned if that had been a try, because that pass that put him into the big gap was a long way forward.
Well, maybe the sun was in the referee's eyes.
Cronulla with the ball. Diamond.
And Diamond is going to be wrapped up. He's only about 18 metres out from his own line, so we won't be that far away from seeing a kick from the Sharks, although it comes away quickly onto Eddinghausen. And this is where Cronulla really did cause Parramatta all the problems in the first round. The quick ball out wide, but they haven't been able to utilise that this afternoon yet, as Miller's kick is taken there by Chalmers. And Chalmers gets a pass away to Delroy. And Delroy, look at that, neat stepping, but can't make a great deal of progress. 11 metres Cronulla's side of halfway. But the defence so far this afternoon by the Parramatta Eels has held fast. Haven't given them much opportunity to get that ball out wide, and there's a lovely pass from Slater away to Ford, and Ford, he couldn't get that pass away. He's only 30 metres out from the Cronulla line. Mosley taking it up this time as Lee Beater.
He can't get the pass away to Casado. Almost on the quarter line. Mosley blindside, kicks for touch and finds it on the full. And so the scrum will go down just outside the quarter line.
Both sides keen to keep this ball alive, but Parramatta, well, they're taking a big gamble. The fullback Krenkovic actually playing on the wing. They're playing without a fullback. They're dropping back the other wingman. But it's a big gamble.
They keep dropping Delroy back. This is going to be a penalty to Cronulla. Feet across, says referee McCallum. And Krenkovic definitely at the moment, Mike anyway, positioning himself on the right wing, and Delroy playing at fullback.
There's a couple of switches within the play early.
Because Delroy has played a lot of fullback. I remember watching Delroy a few years ago when he
really did burst onto the scene as a star in one of the Parramatta under-23 premiership winning sides.
He's got plenty of quality, but obviously the coach, John Mooney, because he made that mistake from the kickoff, just brought him to the wing perhaps just to settle him down.
Comes away now towards Miller. Miller up over the halfway. Can't offload that pass though. Just inside Parramatta's territory. Now Porter's pass was picked up by Dan Staines.
He's 11
metres, Parramatta side of halfway, almost in centre field as Quinn, the pass comes away from Speechley to McGaw. He cuts out one as it goes to Docking. Oh, that was good defence from Krankovic though. He read that perfectly as he wrapped up his opposite number, ball and all. Quinn with the ball.
shows the ball, and the defence was up too quickly. He'd sucked them in momentarily, but then they kept on going. Last tackle.
Speechley, the kick's charged down. It's come off the Parramatta players. It's taken by Docking. He's been taken into the deck, and the referee said 6 to go. That's always a dubious one. It's often hard for the referees. Were the players trying to charge the kick down, or were they trying to affect the tackle? That time he obviously ruled that they were attempting to play at the ball.
Well, you see here that a little bit unfortunate for Parramatta because he had his back turned to them, and that should have been a handover.
Very difficult though. It's always one of the most difficult decisions the referee has to make. For those not au fait with the rule.
He should have seen that one, David. The player turned his back. He made no attempt to try to force that ball.
Well, basically what it means is if the Parramatta side had made an attempt or was seen by the referee to make an attempt to charge that ball or play at it, it means that there was 6 to go because it came off the Parramatta player. If he rules otherwise, it would have meant a handover. And there the ball's been knocked on, and Taylor's managed. Oh, he's lost it forward. It's a penalty. Has to be. Chalmers was offside. As Taylor tried to retrieve the ball after he'd made the original error. Watson will come up and kick for goal from on the quarter line, but look at this.
Good running.
A magnificent kick.
Was a great kick, good running, but he took his eyes off the ball at the last moment.
The chance to put the Sharks in front. As he moves in, there's the kick, it's low, but he's got it. 2 more points.
The Sharks are in front by
2 points to 0 with 22.5 minutes remaining in the first half. About 13 metres in from touch as it's with Taylor. And there's Taylor's kick down towards the quarter line.
getting back there. Oh, Freestone's made a meal of that, and the referee says knock back. Just as well
The referee ruled it that way. Otherwise,
that would have really put some pressure on the Sharks. They've got it on the quarter line, and Docking runs it away back
towards the centre of the field.
Well, it was his unusual take, no doubt about it. The ball is propelled backwards. Couldn't have been a knock on. But it's a little bit wasted football by this Parramatta side. They're building up well, but that last vital kick or pass isn't bringing the goods.
Well, you saw that. Good football from Docking. He got away from the prop forward, but the momentum or the shock of being hit by the prop forward saw him drop the ball. And of course, that's compounded that error count with Cronulla 18 errors so far, as against Parramatta's 7. That was good football from Docking, but obviously the
Force of running into the prop forward. Well, he's got to put the scrum down again.
Well, you'll notice that the halfback there, Taylor, never retired. In fact, used his foot to bring it back towards the Parramatta side. There it goes.
The penalty goes Cronulla's way. Well, he's giving them a caning in these scrums, isn't he, at the moment? They're not...
Well, that should have been a penalty straight off, David. He fed the scrum and left.
Well, the inexperience, perhaps, of Taylor at halfback.
obviously even unsure of the rules originally, the way he played at the ball.
And giving those scrum penalties away is certainly giving Cronulla every chance. That wind that we spoke about earlier in the game,
it's still there at the back of Parramatta, but it's not a strong breeze. Cronulla with the ball, 30 metres out from Parramatta's line, Docking a dummy half. It comes to Quinn, back to Docking. Docking throws the dummy. He thought about getting that pass away, but it had been overrun by Diamond. Now it's with Speechley. Speechley going on his own. Good run from Speechley. He's only about 19 metres away. They've got a chance here, the Sharks, as the ball's played. It goes to Hatch. Away it comes to Miller, and Miller's taken in good defence. That really was a good tackle. That was Taylor. About 15, 16 metres out. Quinn going on his own. But the Parramatta defence is up there again, equal to the task. Last tackle against the Sharks as it's away with Staines, and Staines puts the grubber kick in. It's loose in the end goal. Delroy's got it. Delroy's back in the field of play. Delroy's got a lot of open space in front of him, but the lawnmower cuts him down magnificently, Speechley. That really was good football. Look at Krankovic.
They can thank the 5'8" Michael Speechley there. He was off and running. Open spaces all the way to the line.
And Delroy had Krankovic in support. Let's have a look at this from behind.
Great step in. He used it very, very effectively indeed. Now watch him step again. And it's up to Speechley. And there's open space there.
And he had Krankovic there in support.
And believe me, he is a flyer. So Parramatta now it's look, anybody's ball, and they've managed to get it back here, the Sharks, and it comes away to Wilson. Wilson's over the quarter line. Oh, good run from Alan Wilson. A bad error from Parramatta. They've lost the ball. And
are they going to pay for it? 11 metres out. The Sharks go on their own through Miller. Away it goes to
Staines, and he's held up. He's only about 8 metres out. He'll get up and play it again. Gavin Miller, the pass away, and that's good ball and all defence by Taylor. He got up very quickly on Quinn. The Cronulla fans thought he was offside. Another grass cutter, but the penalty this time going against the Parramatta side for being offside. And so Sean Watson will come up again and kick for goal. Chance to stretch this lead for Cronulla. There's the kick. And he's got it. 2 more points for the Cronulla Sharks. And so Cronulla are leading by 4 points to 0 with 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Midway half and quarter line inside the Sharks territory. That pass away comes towards Miller. And Miller with the ball. Almost on the halfway line. Speechley as it comes away again there towards Porter. Porter, he's got his pass away. McGaw did pretty well to handle that. And look at that, a lovely one-handed pass away to Freestone. And Freestone out of 1, out of 2. He's over the halfway. He got the pass away, but it's a penalty.
Interfering, holding the man without possession of the ball. A little bit risky there. It made the half break. Now watch him spin round here. It confuses the defence. Is it 6s and 7s? And really he should have gone to ground with this one. It was never on, but there you see, being impeded from collecting the ball.
Look at this error rate now. Cronulla have made 25 as against Parramatta 17. And Gibson certainly will be laying the law down at half-time about the error rate. And now this set move, and Miller finishes up with the ball. And so the Sharks have got it. They've got a chance here, though. Converted try on half-time would just be about be enough. It'll be very hard for the Eels to get back into it going in at half-time, 10-0 down. At the moment, the Sharks are leading by 4 points to 0 as Miller's pass comes away to Wilson, and Wilson's tackle. He's only 10 metres out. Into dummy half as Michael Porter. They go back the blind side. It's with the Quinn. Quinn spins around. Can't make much more progress. Now from dummy half, Docking on his own. He's almost there, the little man. He's very deceptively strong. Last tackle now. What are they going to do here? Catches a dummy half. It's Speechley. Speechley's kick into the in-goal area. It's dived on there. And Delroy forcing the ball, which means the play will restart with the line dropout.
Beautiful kick, this one here. Speechley, just enough momentum, but full credit to the wingman. He was there back. Delroy saved the day. Good positioning.
So there's the line drop out, a good one too, up over the halfway line. Eddinghausen's back there. Eddinghausen gathers it up 10 metres inside Parramatta's territory, which is where he's going to be tackled. Frankovic and Eriksson, the two youngsters up there affecting the tackle. Wilson, another one of the younger brigade in Sydney first grade football. Australian schoolboy last year. Now Docking, the pass comes away. Speechley away to Diamond, and Diamond's gone straight through, but good defence from behind. He seemed to get all the way through the gap, but Ford took him low in the end. Now Speechley to the quarter line. Are they setting themselves up here for a drop at goal even perhaps? There's Miller. It comes away now to Quinn. The wide pass away. It comes to Alan Wilson. Oh, he got through there. It's gone to McGaw. McGaw on his own. Away it comes now. The loose pass though has been knocked down by Wynn. Dived on by another Parramatta player, and the scrum will go down for the original knock on. And so the Sharks will be on the attack again.
The fingertips of Wynn saved the day there. The Parramatta defence was really shot to pieces. Rather surprisingly though, Cronulla still trying their forwards, playing it tight.
And there's Speechley's kick been the charge down, and the Sharks, the Eels have got the ball. It comes out wide to Casado. He throws the dummy. The pass though is a shocker to Chalmers, but he did manage to clean it up on the half volley. Well, incredible play. That Speechley's kick found the legs of the Parramatta players, and how easily that could have seen Parramatta run the ball 80 or 90 metres to score a try, because all the Sharks were going forward to follow the kick through. Now Wynn running it up. A pass which has gone away. And getting up to play the ball is Ford. He plays it forward because there's no marker. And he's pinched a few more metres as he's got it in the last tackle. Now, Taylor's kick. He's trying to force the ball into the in-goal area and hoping the chasers can get up there and affect the tackle, but the ball's gone about 2 metres too long. The intention was to try and get the chasers to tackle the Cronulla player in the in goal and force the line drop out. Cronulla with the ball as it comes away now towards Miller. The step, back it goes to Speechley. And Speechley's held up by good Parramatta defence just inside Parramatta's territory.
Full marks of this Parramatta team. They've really weathered the storm in this first half, David. And if they'd have shown this much enthusiasm a month ago, and they may have still been in this Winfield Cup race.
Well, there was a good kick from Magoo. Look at this pinpoint accuracy as he finds touchdown on the Parramatta quarter line. Look at that. What a good kick. Getting a 6-pointer on here in the first half, so I might as well make sure we just play out the 6 tackles and don't give Cronulla a chance.
Good thinking by Jonathan Docking. Not like a lot of other clubs who have their fullback right up in the line at the scrum base, but not Cronulla.
Now here's Chalmers with a chance, and coming across quickly. Oh, he's got that pass away on the outside, and Parramatta have got the ball. That's 35 metres out from their own line as Slater takes it ahead, and a good run from Slater. He's got the ball within 9 metres of the halfway line. Blindside, Win on his own. Slips the pass away as the half-time siren goes. Ford is tackled, the referee blows his whistle, and so they go in at half-time with Cronulla leading Parramatta by 4 points to 0. Sean Watson's had 3 attempts at penalty goal. He's been successful. As yet, we haven't seen Parramatta have a shot at goal. We're about to see the second half get underway. Cronulla leading Parramatta by 4 points to 0. And let's go down to the sideline and find out what happened in the dressing rooms at half-time. Ian Hansen.
Thanks, David. Yes, Cronulla coach Jack Gibson is very confident his players can come out in the second half and down Parramatta. But he wants more support for the ball carriers, Ron Quinn, the halfback, and also Gavin Miller. And he says that his players can support those 2 players, then they can beat this and crack this Parramatta defence, which coach John Marty has been very pleased with. He said his youngsters have really weathered the storm in the first half, and he's very pleased with the front on defence of Mosley and also young Slater from Young. And I'm sure that he said that his players can, if they throw the ball around, can also win this game.
Well, it's certainly a game that will be resolved in the next 40 minutes, that's obvious. And this young man might have a lot to do with how it's resolved.
Danny Krankovic, who at times this year in the second half in reserve grade matches has produced miracles for the Parramatta Eels. And it'll be interesting to see what happens if he gets a chance and gets a sniff in an attacking position, because he's absolutely brilliant. He's scored 13 tries so far in all grades this year. That's not a bad effort from fullback.
The big problem that Parramatta face now in this second 40 minutes is the fact that can their forwards still maintain this enthusiasm? They've got to keep going for the full game. It's been a problem in the past.
So there we are, up over the halfway line.
Getting back there is Docking. Freestone's also back there in support, and it's Freestone. Look at that for confidence. Now, the young man, don't forget, knocked the ball on in the first half, in the early stages of the first half. But the confidence he showed there was quite remarkable. Oh, good run from Magoo, and he's lost the ball, and Casado's got it for Parramatta. 2 metres inside Parramatta's territory. Well, it's that type of error which really has marred this game. Often we've seen some good football and then marred by perhaps poor execution at the last little bit, the basics, and he should hold on to that. 10 metres out from the quarter line. Miller, away it comes to Hatch. Down the centre comes David Hatch. And the Cronulla skipper gets up and plays it almost on the quarter line. Miller from dummy half. He's taken in good defence then by Chalmers. On the 22-metre line as Dockings passes away to Speechley. On it goes now to Diamond. Diamond's got his pass away. On it to Wilson. Wilson's almost in the clear. Wilson's still going. Good run from the lock forward. He's only a couple of metres out. Last tackle against the Sharks. As Wilson struggles to get to his feet, he plays it. Staines. It goes to Docking. Docking tries the little grubber kick, and he scored. It's a try. Docking's got it and scored. It's 8-0.
Good thinking by the fullback. He was the man that started the move way back. He got them into a position where they made the break. Quick thinking. Just watch him here. He takes the ball. Good position. Gave himself plenty of room. Well, he got Mellon there right through the legs. Little bit of lady luck going with the Sharks. Here you see Wynn. Oh, dearie me.
You feel sorry for Peter Wynn. There wasn't much he could do about it. Watson to make it 10-0. He's done it, and so Cronulla They've got away now to lead by 10 points to 0. Slater to get up and play it just inside Cronulla's territory. Cronulla leading Parramatta 10-0, and we've got just 20 minutes left in the match, so there's still plenty of time as Ericsson makes a good run. He's still going, Ericsson. What a good run from Michael Ericsson. He's got the ball just 20 metres out from the Cronulla line. If they keep holding off like that, the Eels are in this with a big chance. Win. The pass comes back to Slater. Slater going straight through a big hole. The pass over the top from now coming out towards Krenkovic. Krenkovic for the corner. Oh, what a magnificent tackle. Speechley from nowhere. Cut him down. Magnificent tackle as Krenkovic set sail for the corner, but look at this cover defence.
He came out of nowhere, this fellow, but good positioning.
Michael Speechley, who's had a blinder nearly every time he's gone onto the paddock for Cronulla this year. And there, another bad error by Cronulla. They're starting to really let Parramatta back into this game. Are they going to get right back into it here and now? As Scott gets into a bit of open space, he pops the pass up and going for the line. Graham Setri, has he lost the ball? No, he's got it. He's only a metre or so out. It's Parramatta on the charge at the moment. It goes to Taylor. Taylor trying to get the pass away and can't do so. Gets up and plays it. That comes back the other side. It goes to Delroy. Delroy goes on his own. He's a couple of metres out still from that Cronulla line. In a dummy half, Mosley. Scott, the one-handed pass. It goes to Mansfield. It goes to Wynn. Wynn running out wide on his own. Wynn trying to force his way over. He's been forced into touch though instead. And so the scrum will go down. 5 metres out, 10 metres in from that eastern touchline.
Well, they're hanging off now. It really has looked as though Cronulla thought they'd had this game all well and truly wrapped up.
Cronulla, they have to regroup and regroup quickly. And maybe this group of 6 tackles is just what they need to just try and get that momentum going again. Good run from Porter.
They've got to use the kick. They've got to get out of their half.
So Ronnie Quinn down receiving some attention. The kick comes in. Krenkovic is back there. And as we said so often in this game, this man could decide the game. He is absolutely electrifying. And look at that. They call them Eels, and he certainly is quite aptly nicknamed an Eel. Very slippery.
Well, the last 10 minutes, Cronulla have been, well, they're going far too high in the tackle.
Now Chalmers with the ball after Ericsson again has slipped a few defenders. He's down to the halfway line.
Ronnie Quinn coming off the field.
He's got blood pouring from his mouth by the looks of things. As Mosley's got that ball, but the referee's going to rule it forward. Oh, dearie me, Greg. I think that's an error.
No doubt about it. There's Quinn.
Now watch this. This is good running by the skipper today. Wynn gets the ball away. No way in the world. Referees are only human.
Alan Wilson in at halfback.
Now, maybe Ian Hansen's a
profit. What's going to win at the Dogs tonight, mate?
Yeah, he's a classic player, Wilson. We can get these guys home too.
So Gregory on the field at the moment. That's the Englishman getting up and playing the ball at this stage. As it's away from Docking, away to Porter.
Replacing the drill Sutherland side, Michael Gregory, 23 is on in replace of Ron.
Well, they've got to try to make Parramatta start backpedaling with the kicking game.
Speechley, Diamond. Back it comes to Docking down the centre. Here comes little Docking. Docking away again. He's over the quarter line. Docking for the line. Oh, great defence from Tony Chalmers. Only 5 metres out. In a dummy half, it's a freestone. Away it comes now to Speechley, and Speechley must score. That's the ball game. Bye-bye, Parramatta. They've got no chance of making the 5 now, and the Sharks have got the 2 Winfield Cup points all parcelled up. Michael Speechley.
Well, Docking set up this with a beautiful run, and it's oh so simple. Parramatta was split. The defence was just shot to ribbons. You'll see here, they put in a fine effort, but there's not one defender
anywhere to be seen. Lack of coordination in the defence.
Watson, there he is. There's the kick.
He's got the extras, and Cronulla are leading Parramatta by 16 points to 0.
With Greg McCullum injured, David, I wonder if Barry Gomersol's in the crowd, wants to come onto the field.
No, I believe he's in Mackay. Parramatta have got the ball. And there's a little dummy by Delroy.
There's the enthusiasm of the Cronulla Sharks again. 3 players into them. It's been a strong defensive game from both sides.
So Parramatta playing the ball through Peter Wynn. Now, that's Laurie. Laurie up over the halfway line.
tackle against the Eels. As they run it. Oh, now they'll get 6 more as Muggleton gets the ball. Now can they put something on here, the Eels, at least get on the score sheet.
Ericsson, that's good defence. That was Freestone. After an unhappy start, he's had a good game. Eden to Krenkovic. Krenkovic, look at this young man go. He's almost got all the way through. He still has. He's got support. The ball comes away to Mansfield. Good defence by Eddinghausen in the end over the top. But the Eels have a chance. They're only about 8 metres out. Slater.
Away it comes from Mosley. Quick hands away it went to Eden, but great defence by Barry Russell. In fact,
It was Glenn Mortimer who
affected that tackle as Delroy goes on his own. And Delroy will go close. He's tackled by Wilson. Desperation defence. Right down the line as Wynn goes. Wynn's over or is
he? No, he's lost the ball.
Cronulla have got it.
Well, they deserved a try then. They kept it really alive. It was desperation tackling by the Sharks. But full credit to them. And that's what they got to look towards the future. The running of and stepping of Danny Krenkovic, the full-back. Well, they can look towards the future with players like that.
Steve Cronulla might be in front 16-0, but the biggest thing in their favour today has been the nil scoreline. They've kept Parramatta out all day, for the time being anyway.
Here's Muggleton. Muggleton will score, and they're on the score sheet. Parramatta are in. John Muggleton scores the try after Freestone had dropped that pass, and so Cronulla are leading 16-4. Amazing, isn't it, Ian?
Out of the mouths of babes. Well, we've just given this guy a rap. The wingman, Freestone, he makes a big mistake here. There it goes, and the substitute, Muggleton. He won't get anyone easier than that, but it's simply consolation. Watch it here from behind, and the poor wingman, who's had a great game, he started out badly with a bad mistake. He's even the score up and finished with a bad mistake.
On the quarter line, almost on the touch line. It's been struck pretty well, but it's going out to the right of the uprights. He could hardly lift his right leg, you'd think, at this stage of the game. He really has worked hard, Slater.
And it makes you wonder why John Mooney, you'll be looking at this game, even though they've lost it 16 points to 4 with just seconds remaining. He must be wondering whether he should have made the gamble earlier in the piece. And then it is full time.
Well, there we are, full time. Cronulla Sutherland defeating Parramatta by 16 points to 4.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. Because winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup. It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader, never bowing to any man. Giving it all you know. Giving it your best shot. Making every step a winner. Proving what it takes you got. Every week they're at it, giving it their all. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize of all?
The Sunday State Bank big game between Souths and Manly at Redfern Oval certainly drew it all. A record crowd of some 23,000. Manly trying to make it 11 in a row. South Sydney trying to retain their unbeaten record over the past 7 weeks.
The State Bank Big Game presents the Winfield Cup.
Welcome to this Winfield Cup clash from Redfern Oval between South Sydney and Manly Warringah. This is our first visit to Redfern Oval this year as we see the Rabbitohs climbing their way up the premiership table. And after 19 rounds completed, Souths are only 6 points behind the leaders, Manly. Souths played last Monday night at Parramatta Stadium against a desperate Parramatta side and came out the eventual winners by 12 points to 8. Even after their skipper Mario Fennick was dismissed by referee Barry Barnes. Fennick was subsequently cleared by the league judiciary and will lead the team today.
Their full rundown today is Cruikshank, Harrington, Marvin, Blake, Moon, Ellison, Coleman, Andrews, Chisholm, Roberts, Johnson, Fennick and Boyle. The Sea Eagles are flying high after 10 straight wins, and last Sunday showed their real strength with a demoralising 32-2 win over Canterbury. Their full team rundown today is Gurr, Ronson, Close, Loft, Davis, Lyons, Hasler, Vorton, Cleal, Gibbs, Ward, Cochrane and Daly. When George Piggins took South to Brookvale on the 12th of April, they were too good for Bob Fulton's Manly outfit, scoring 28 points to 18. It's standing room only at Redfern, and some are even asking, are we perhaps seeing here today a preview of the 1987 Grand Final? The last time South played in the big one was 71 when they defeated St George. Manly were beaten by Parramatta in the 83 Grand Final, and their last win was in 1978 against Cronulla. Well, the stage is set for this great clash between South and Manly. The man in charge, Mick Stone. I anticipate a monumental battle in the forwards. I think the side that comes out on top in this area will be the ultimate winner. Mr. Stone gets them away. Manly running from right to left. Mavin's taken the ball on his goal line from the kick-off and brought it out to the quarter. Now there'll be a period of fairly fierce forward play, I would imagine. Mario Fennick going through the middle of the ruck. It's sorted out pretty strenuously straight from the outset. Ellison on to Johnson. He's met by 3 Manly defenders about 5 metres outside his quarter. Coleman races into dummy half, gets it back to Ellison. Ellison goes for the long kick downfield. Marty Gurr playing against his old team. Takes that ball well, brings it back about 10 metres. Lyons, away to Matthew Loft, the new boy on the side, number 32. He's taken the place of Austin. Hasler, Lyons, little kick over the top. The bouncers evaded the South Sydney player who went for it. I think it was Coleman, yes, he's damaged a shoulder, or appears to have. Have it at dummy half, runs on his own. Heavily backslammed by Daly. Fennick, Chisholm. Driven back from the tackle, gets the pass away to Cruikshank. Cruikshank dummy to kick. Mavin has the ball, gets sucked there with another strong tackle from Close. And there's a penalty against Manly for failure to get off the tackle player. And it'll be only midway between the quarter and the halfway line. Going to kick for touch. South Sydney have all the possession of the opening part of this game. Now let's see how they go again. Fennick, Coleman, Ellison, out to Blake. No ground gain there. Fennick a dummy half, away to Coleman. Through the dummy, got right up the sideline. He could go in and score. He has scored. It's a try to South Sydney. He's caught everyone napping. He dummied to give the ball to one of the South Sydney players in the three-quarter line. Continued on straight around him. I believe it was Moon. Went straight around him and scored a try. See it again.
Interesting decision by referee Mick Stone, ruling here that the ball hadn't been touched by Craig Coleman or Jason Moon. He allowed play to go on. Some
Manly players hesitated, and that hesitation saw the fact there that Craig Coleman crossed over wide out. Mick Stone waved.
Play on this ball, he ruled wasn't touched by Jason Moon nor knocked forward by any South players. Coleman just doubled around, picked up the bouncing ball. Some of the Manly players had hesitated in back.
Played Des Hasler and Paul
Vorton, and Marty Gurr was arriving far too late. A sensational start for South Sydney. They've taken them on out wide early from this move and the tap out wide through the back line. No Dale Shearer out there today, no Michael O'Connor. Pace-wise, South Sydney might just have a slight advantage. And Craig Coleman looks over to check for the fact that he's got plenty of room to move in, and away he goes for the opening try.
One of those replays in hindsight showed Moon touching the ball, but it's on the board. So the kick has been unsuccessful from Ellison out on the quarter line. So we've got a scoreline after a sensational opening. South Sydney 3, Manly, South Sydney 4, Manly 0. Well, now Manly got it all to do. Jason Moon brought it out to the quarter. Fennick onto Boyle. Tackled midway, or right on the quarter line actually. Ellison going to kick downfield. It'll be a good kick too by the look of it. No, Marty Gers fielded it just inside the quarter. It's it away to Ronson. Ronson brings it back upfield.
About 10 metres.
Ger runs from dummy half, only makes about 3 metres before being put down. Midway between the quarter and the halfway. Daly. Well, he just came straight at him. There was no stutter, there was no dummy, there was no subterfuge at all. There's Ward using a little bit of a stutter with his feet, getting through an extra couple of yards of acreage. Hasler. Lyons
dummies to kick.
Gets it to Hasler. Hasler wrapped across the face, gets it out to Borton, then out to Loft.
Loft tackle on the halfway line, last tackle.
Now Borton gets a kick. Well, it's gone very high in the air. Well, Cochrane's knocked on, and now South Sydney are in possession about 5 metres from their quarter line. Jason Moon was the man that saved the day. Well, there's going to be a penalty against Daly here for a high tackle.
No argument. Cruikshank running the ball out of the dummy half position, and somewhat of a stranglehold applied, certainly high, and Mick Stone going to stamp his authority on it and try and clarify any situation so that we don't have any blow-ups in the forwards in the opening 10 minutes.
Right, everybody's been warned with that penalty. The kick for touch is a good one, takes play back to the halfway line. South Sydney seem to have the edge on Manly at the moment. They've settled down quickly. Fenix got his way halfway through the ruck, went dancing away, high knee action, caught from behind, fell rather awkwardly. Coleman onto Roberts. They're 10 metres out from the quarter. Coleman elects to go the blind side, which is the left side, onto Johnston. He's backslammed hard there by Crusher Cleo. Coleman out to Blake. Blake slammed to the ground by Lyons. Here they come out in the blind side again. Coleman, long cutout pass on the inside, goes to Chisholm. Chisholm tackled on the quarter line. Last tackle. Coleman. Well, he's tried a field goal, but it's gone away to the left. The ball still stays in the in-goal area. Ronson's got it. He comes out about, well, about 8 metres is all he can manage. And there's a penalty against the South Sydney side. The double markers moving sideways there. And Marty Ger will take the kick for touch. 4-0. South Sydney lead after about 7 minutes of play. Yes, there was some sensational football in the lower grades too. The under-23s went very convincingly to South Sydney 26-10. And then Manly 30.
Completely dominated South Sydney 18 in the reserve grade.
Well, a penalty against the South Sydney forwards for over-enthusiasm there and retaining the player on the ground. That was Daly they were manhandling. Marty Ger left puts it for touch. It's a fine kick, taking play 9 metres from the quarter line.
David, any wind to speak of down there to affect either side?
No, nothing to speak of, Rex. Absolutely ideal conditions for this very vital match of the Winfield Cup, and they've turned out in their thousands today. A big chance that the ground record of 22,000 could well be threatened here today.
Elaborate pass by Lyons, went astray there. Loft's got it. Had to go backwards for it. They're still about 10 metres out. Now he's going to be penalised for playing the ball with a marker in front of him. One of those rules that, well, I think he thought the player
was too far away from him. See it again. Just
shall we say, a little bit of bad luck. Ellison going to kick for touch.
Manly are going to have to get possession and sustain some pressure on this South Sydney side in their quarter at some stage. They've not approached that yet. Fenwick, Harrington, the winger come forward, who is always good for 5 or 6 metres. Coleman, Boyle.
Daly meets him with a strong tackle. Coleman, Roberts. Some yelling and screaming at the tackle there by Lyons. The referee saw nothing wrong with it. Coleman switching the play back inside to Andrews. Then back to Cruikshank. But a pass away to Boyle. Touched in flight out to Harrington. Harrington's tackled by 2. 6 to go. Out to Boyle on the blind side. Nowhere for him to go. Tackled on the Manly quarter. Cruikshank. Coleman. Ellison. Roberts. That very hard pass. Oh, it's been intercepted and touched again, and it will be a knock-on. It all ends up a try there for South Sydney. The ball was in the air.
It's the sort of play that Souths thrive on. Always somebody there to support the ball carrier. They're just starting to play Manly on the fringe of the rucks. Just 1 and 2 passes out. Problems around the 5-8 area off quick lines.
There's Andrews gone straight through. Got it back inside to Mabbott, and Mabbott's going to score. One of those flying dives of his that should get him a kick up the backside from his coach. George Pickens won't be impressed with that. A swallow dive. I know he's youthful. I know he's enthusiastic. The day he drops the ball will be the day he'll be dropped from first grade. See it.
And again on the State Bank replay, out of the scrum base, Des Hasler was covering. The second rowers were slow to come out. That we can do without that sort of thing in rugby league. Steve Maven certainly knows better. A great start for South Sydney, but plenty of time here. The second rowers, the scrum had been swiveled by South Sydney. They won the scrum. They took the second rowers away from where the play was. Maven's ecstatic. Don't think too many rugby league supporters and his coaches would be with that style of scoring tries, though.
Ellison to take the kick from 10 metres out. An instant cabinet meeting in the Manly in goal area. They'll be having a chat about what's gone wrong. They're fast getting into a position where this game could be lost. Before that started, after 10 minutes, they're down by 8 points to 0. And that could be 10-0 in just a second. It is 10 points to 0. South Sydney lead Manly at Redford. Well, that ball ricocheted off Jason Moon's legs and he dived on it. Crusher dived at him and Jason got there first. Michael O'Connor relishing the thought of playing against his side. Former team. Bennett running from dummy half. He's got right through the gap. He's up to the quarter line. It's a good run from Mario. Showing a clean pair of heels. Coleman. On to Roberts. Daly's there with Borton to stop his progress. The last tackle coming in. What'll Coleman put on now? Is it a drop and goal? No, it's missed away to the right. That's the second attempt unsuccessful. The score remains South Sydney 10, Manly Warringah 0. On to Ward. Ward steaming forward 10 yards. Daly. And that's a penalty against Maven for stealing the ball. I hope the South Sydney supporters who are booing that decision do the same when it happens to one of their players. We've had exactly 20 minutes of play in this match. Gurr kicks that down 10 metres beyond the halfway line.
The first real chance for Manly to have a full set of 6. This is the man that's got to start coming into play now, Noel Cleal. He's the man that's got to try and break up this South Sydney defence. And if anybody's looking to find support runners, the men have got to be Des Hasler and Cliffy Lyons. Backing up the forwards here. An opportunity as Borton looked outside.
Hasler, Lyons, dummies inside to Close. Close gets it to Gurr. Gurr with a crisscross move goes sort of in a diagonally opposite way than the way he was running. Hasler, Lyons steps back to Hasler. Out to Borton. Borton on to Gibbs. Gibbs is surging through, gets a kick it downfield. They're all racing for it. He's caught it and scored. It's a great try. It's a great try by Ronnie Gibbs. Out of the blue, kicked ahead, caught the ball and dived. A magnificent bit of football from this man.
On the State Bank replay, second rowers are normally barred from this sort of thing, but this is absolutely
a brilliant piece of rugby league. One of the greatest tries you're ever going to see. Ronnie Gibbs, the man, supporting in back play here. The in pass
from Paul Borton. Des Hasler had called
for the kick through. He was backing up on the inside.
Gibbs the short chip. They were all running for the ball. He knew he had to dive to get there first, and magnificent catch on the ball. You're not going to see a better try than this in rugby league all season long in 1987. Manly, knowing that they have to fight back now and get back into this game, down by those 10 points. They were keeping the ball alive, starting to creep back into the game. Good support. They're finally starting to get to those ball runners, and there's the little chip. He used to be a centre. He's still got plenty of pace for a back rower, and a brilliant dive and catch for the try.
Cochrane. Waved away to the right. The score remains South Sydney 10, Manly 4. Ellison's come back to the centre of the field to get the action underway. Ground looking quite burned off from the westerly winds around the middle area. Still plenty of green grass at either end. That was knocked backwards. Bronson picks up the dregs and brings it back to the quarter. One of the finest footballers that South Sydney produced, and a fellow that I've got a lot of admiration for is with David Fordham.
Certainly is, Rex. Ronnie Cooter's joined me, Ron. You wouldn't see a better try than one you saw from Ron Gibbs, but being an old South Sydney man, I suppose you didn't want to really see it.
No, that was certainly a great try, David. Gee, it was, you just don't see forwards do things like that these days, do you? Not any day, I don't think. I think Rex would have trouble even doing that one.
Ron, a tremendous place so far this match, and fitting the two sides' place on the premiership table.
Well, I think that's right. They're both. It's been a great game so far. Both sides have given nothing. They've both got stuck into it, and they're doing tough defence, good players, and I think that.
I'll pick up the action. Harrington's made a bust up the middle of the field, gone about 35 yards. South Sydney got Manly on the rack at the moment. Coleman, away to Ellison, out to Boyle, Boyle to Marvin. Marvin's got nowhere to go except straight, very close to the sideline. We'll pick it up now with Boyle getting a pass away to Ellison. Coleman trying to put Chisholm through the gap, slowed the pass down, held it up fractionally. Mario Fennick going to run from dummy half, out to Coleman. Out to Andrews, then on to Michael Blake, who came on the burst. And the last tackle coming up. We'll just get this end of the sequence out of the way. There's a little kick being put through by Coleman, and it's fielded. So take it away again, David.
Thanks, Rex. We're running the big test today for George Biggers and the side, whether they are real contenders or pretenders for the premiership.
Well, I think I don't think there's any test for him. I think they are a real threat for this year's premiership with the strength they've got in the team and the way they're playing. I think that today's game will certainly could be the same two teams playing in the grand final in September. I think that South have got everything. They've got good forwards, strong forwards who are not, they're hunting together. They're working well with one another. And their backs are starting to play good too.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's hope it is a big year for South at 87. Ron, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, David.
Well, there was a punch thrown there, but more in desperation than anything else. It was a means of getting him away. South Sydney, Cruikshank was coming back from fielding the ball and had run it up. Out there to Fennick now, gets a one-handed pass away. It's intercepted, taken by Cochrane. Cochrane's going upfield, he's got the pace. He's going to give it away to Crusher, clear. And Crusher's gone within 7 metres of scoring the try. Davis will try to get the dummy half. He will go, and he's going to get the pass back on the inside. Oh, gee whiz. The pass back on the inside from Davis to Cochrane was a knock-on. It went to his feet. And a golden opportunity has gone for North.
Well, simple chances here. Great run by Mal Cochrane. Shows what a ton of speed he's got for a hooker.
He looked outside. Clear was there.
And a great chase by Steve Maven and a brilliant tackle. This game's got everything so far, but Stuart Davis just failed
to hear the calls. He looked to the left.
He should have gone right straight away. He hesitated and a bad pass was thrown to Mal Cochrane.
Yes, that was a bad pass by any standards, and unfortunately it came from Steve Davis, who is normally a very solid professional type of a player. Well, the feed is to South Sydney. They get the ball. Coleman runs around the open side, tackled by Vaught. Andrews. Boyle. South Sydney crowd starting to give voice now. Roberts getting himself into this slightly diagonal mode of running, which I can assure him is no value to a first-grade footballer. Marty Gurr feels that ball, which came at him very fast.
That's good work from Marty. Anyone who has had anything to do with him running straight has had a lot
to do with an advantage to the Manly team.
Oh, they're doing some stupid things here. I think it's the same fella. No, that's Ronson. To play the ball, to be penalised for playing the ball forward when there's a marker standing in front of you is just straight out Dunsville. So from being in an attacking position seconds ago, they've come back with a situation where they're under pressure up near their quarter line. Ellison found a good touch there, about 8 metres outside the quarter. Lindsay Johnson. Andrews a dummy half away to Boyle. Very solid, dependable pattern there developed in their forward play. Ellison, Coleman, back to Ellison, the little flick pass. A cute bit of football. Coleman runs from dummy half, gets it back into Jason Moon. He's decked only about 5 metres out from the line, making easy yardage. One-handed pass away. Goes to Chisholm. Chisholm's tackled straight away, so that's a bit of a let-off for Manly. There's a bit of
mileage. Here's Coleman having another kick at a field goal. And that one's gone across the goal to the right, and the play will restart from the quarter line. Lyons kicks an offending football off the ground onto Ward. Well, that's got to be... Oh, dear, oh, dear. I don't agree with that. I will never agree with that sort of situation. The ball was struck for... And
well, I think the replay will show here that Kevin Ward was thinking he was back in England. He just plants the ball. Now that means that he's allowed to strike for the ball. Kevin Ward then wanted to wrestle with it. He just should have struck the ball back very, very cleanly. He planted it there, left it there. Lindsay Johnson well within his rights.
Lindsay Johnson would have got
the back of his hand scraped had I been playing opposite him there. .11 minutes left in the match, in the first half of it. Ellison taking a lot of time, as indeed he should. This is a critical goal. He's raised the flags, so the score now. South Sydney 12, Manly Warringah 4. On to Daly. Daly about 17 metres out from the line. Cochrane, Ward. Trying to get the arms free to get a pass away, but he can't do it. Our referee Stone has pinged Boyle for failure to get away from the tackled player.
And Paul Gordon having something to say in back play too. Cliffy Lyons only a moment ago had the
opportunity to slow play down. The kick was well within the range of Malcolm Cochrane.
Cochrane from a fairly adjacent position. He's got none from one at the moment.
And that's a goal, so the score
then with 7 minutes to go to half-time. South Sydney 12, Manly Warringah 6. On the halfway line. Kicks.
Gert takes it, feeds it away to Ronson.
Ronson comes out to the quarter. Or a couple of metres short of it. Crusher Cleo goes for a bit of a sprint.
It's about time he came to life too. He's done precious little in this match except sprint for 20 yards there at one stage. He's been very quiet, walking around out the back. Hasler changes direction. Steps. It's a great run by Hasler. Still going.
He's run about 70 yards to go, well, 20 yards forward. Vaughton. Marty Gurr kicking downfield to Cruikshank on the full. Ridiculous kick.
Tried to kick.
And now Manly have got the ball. Cruikshank tried to kick, missed the football. Gibbs onto Ward. Ward ploughing his way up the middle of the field. Oh dear, the referee has given another penalty. This is
ridiculous. We are being treated to an incredible situation where the referee is not playing the advantage rule. Now, there was a try for all seasons here. Ward stands in the tackle, gets
the ball away, and the player goes through to score the try. Instead, a penalty is awarded.
Very important kick. Cochran. Beautiful goal. The score now, South Sydney 12, Manly Warringah 8. There's still time for more action in the remaining time. Well, Gurr let that bounce over his head there. Now Ronson comes up with a run that gets him a little less than usual. Oh dear. Lost the ball in the tackle, dropped it between his legs. Vaughton shakes the head ruefully. This is a golden opportunity for South Sydney to get possession now.
Roberts has pulled himself out of the scrum. And that's what he was pulled out for, evidently, as a ploy. Coleman. Cruikshank.
Straightens. Back to Ellison. Ellison to Boyle. Boyle, his pass is knocked down by a Manly player. Johnson falls on it. 6 to go. Back to the quarter. Ellison just does one to settle it down. Lyons cracks him like a whip. Coleman. Chisholm. Picked up in cover defence by Daly. Still plugging it up the blind side. Jason Moon got a pass from Coleman, went to within 5 metres. Very slowly to his feet. Coleman.
Trying to catch the defence snapping. I don't think they
get caught twice with that move. Well, there's a field goal attempt. It's successful at long last. So South Sydney surge away. Another
point, 13 points to 8. Ellison, the man that kicked it.
He's gone for a sprint.
Now that's successfully got all his
side back on side.
Cochran, Hasler, Lyons, back to Hasler. They're playing
without going forward. Vaughton goes forward.
I think he's having something to say to him too from standing around in the middle of the field and looking smart. Cochran, Hasler, Cleal. A big circular run going
very well.
Got it out to Ronson. Ronson goes straight ahead. The crowd. And there's the hooter going in the half-time break, and I'm afraid I didn't hear it. So
at half-time,
South Sydney leading by 13 points to 8. Tries to Coleman and Mavin, a field goal to Ellison. Ellison 2 goals from 3
attempts.
That's their 13 points. Manly's 8 points came from Gibbs a try. Cochran 2 goals from 3 attempts.
Well, South Sydney are ready. Manly were in a bit of a huddle there. David, you've got some information on the request, shall we say, that Paul Vaughton made to referee Stone.
Yes, I just spoke to Fatty Vaughton as he came out to begin the second half, Rex. He mentioned that he challenged the fact that South Sydney stood Ian Roberts out of the scrum at fullback and then involved him in the play from that thing. He said he didn't get much satisfaction from Mick Stone. On the other situation, Noel Cleal has gone into this match. You mentioned that he's been pretty quiet in that first half. He is really heavy with the flu, and I doubt very much if he'll see the full 80 minutes out here today.
Yeah, I knew that he hadn't trained on
the last training run that Manly had, but I wasn't prepared
for a slow-motion version of Crusher Cleal. Anyway, we're back to the action here with Manly in possession. Gibbs has tackled just outside the quarter. Cochran onto Ward. Stands in a tackle, sucks 3 of them to him. A very powerful fella. Hasler, Vaughton. Changes direction, goes right through, gets a pass back on the inside to Crusher Cleal. Away to Hasler. Hasler lobs a pass out to Lyons. Dummies back on the inside to the replacement lock.
Who drops it behind him. Gibbs runs from dummy half, gets beyond the halfway line. It's the last tackle coming up now. Lyons.
Hasler kicking, that's an unusual sight. Taken by Cruikshank. He's been bringing the ball back beautifully. He's still going. Crossfield. Well, the net gain of only about 8 metres, but he's showing an enormous amount of pace.
Harrington, the wing three-quarter, come forward, goes
Surging through for another 6 or 7 metres. Lindsay Johnson trying to get the ball away, lost it. I believe it's Matt Loft fell on it. Vaught slam, back slam before he could do anything. Cochrane. Daly, oi! Very heavily hit. On to Crusher Cleal.
Crusher's up to the quarter. On to Hasler. Hasler steps.
Pass back to Crusher Cleal. Throws the dummy. And a pass away to Close. Close drops it behind him to Ward. Got it on to Gurr. Gurr goes forward. Kicks the ball.
Ricocheted off a South Sydney player, I thought. And now Manly get a penalty.
That all came from a forward pass back there when Ward fielded the ball and turned and gave the ball back in. It was forward.
Blatant forward pass from Kevin Ward was the man that was trying to tidy up the play. Forward, Marty Gurr didn't want the ball. He knew he was in an offside position. But the penalty there for Gurr being interfered with after kicking the ball. So a real bonus for Manly.
Still windless conditions. Trees are not moving at all. Smoke
going up. Moves in. And he reduces South Sydney's advantage by 2 points. South Sydney 13. Manly
Warringah 10. Okay, he's got the ball on the mound. We've had around about 4.5 minutes in this second half. Lyons takes it. Gets out to the quarter. Another 8 metres there. On a Ward. Rushes through one tackle. Gets beyond the 10-metre line. Hasler.
Lyons, beautiful pass out to Cleal.
Cleal
goes up, gets a pass back on the inside to Matt Loft. Then to Marty Gurr. Good chain passing. Lyons, Hasler, Borton, straightens.
Still going up to the quarter line. Last tackle.
Cochrane running from dummy half, kicks through. Very close to getting
there. That was a very intelligent little kick. But South Sydney came up with the ball.
Coleman's got it. The crowd are now trying to bait the referee into giving them a penalty.
No different to any other crowd. Johnson.
South Sydney about 10 metres outside their
line. Fennick. Gibbs reeled back then. Ellison. Straight to
Gurr in the first bounce, 10 metres from his
quarter. He'll get back beyond the halfway. That's a good run.
Defensively, there are very similar problems for both sides. Manly will try and work the play 1, 2 or 3 rucks the same way. Davis taking the ball across here to the right. What they'll try and do is the shift, the transfer of play back down the blind, try and catch South Sydney without the numbers.
Hasler on the second or third tackle, that one.
Cochrane. Way to Borton. Lyons. Dummied inside to Cleal. Cleal gets a pass back inside to Lyons. Out to Borton. Borton's the only one that seems to want to go straight.
There are a number of players in this Manly side
today who aren't very fussy about running with the football.
Lyons out to Davis. There's the last tackle coming up. Back to Lyons. The high bomb Cruikshank makes a meal of that. Don't fall on it, South. She'll be offside. It's out to Hasler. On to Davis. Davis to Crusher Cleal. Cleal goes strongly. He's only 10 metres out from the line. Very slowly to his feet when a quick play the ball was called for. Hasler. Gibbs. Mounts a charge at the South Sydney line. Cochrane. Hasler. Lyons. Away to Marty Gurr. Held the pass up. Vaughton a dummy half. On to Ward. Ward surrounded by South Sydney defenders. If they can push it hard left now. Out to Hasler. Long cut out pass. Gone to Cleal. And he's taken a tackle now. He's going to get it. No, he tried to get a pass away. And the pass rolled forward off his hand. I think he was going to score. See it again.
Close to the line, David Cruikshank was the man trying to stop him. All he had to do was unload and Stuart Davis was going to fall over the line.
Well, that's as close as you'll go. It's a ground record, I'm told. What's the good news, David?
23,357, eclipsing the previous record of just over 22,000.
One against the feed here with Lyons winning it, going straight and strong, and he's there beside the posts. Manly have come up with a scrum win against the feed, and against all the odds have scored a try. Lyons, the strength was the key factor. See that one again.
On the State Bank replay, just too much ball. The weight of pressure
Just starting to tell on South Sydney.
territorially, Manly have started to wear
Them down, too many missed tackles. The defence is starting to fall apart.
the last 4 or 5 minutes. They really
They have got to regroup.
but a real show of strength from Cliff Lyons. He was holding the ball out in front, showing the ball.
Craig Coleman was brushed off
Very, very easily.
and
Just crashing over there, just too much strength.
by Cliffy Lyons.
Yes, I believe Cliff Lyons defeated 4 defenders on that occasion. A very, very tough run, all done in the space of 10 or 12 yards. Really pulled it on. That's a try out of the book. Cochrane. So the score now, Manly Warringah 16, South Sydney 13. Fennick on to Roberts, the try scorer. He's buried.
Ian Roberts, off a Boyle pass, gets to the quarter line. Coleman, back to Andrews.
Roberts
tries to dummy and go through there. Chisholm.
On to Coleman. Ellison, upended. 13 metres out from Manly's line. Coleman. Michael Oak. No, it's Matt Loft there doing some strong defence on Marvin. Here's a
bomb they put up. Oh, they made a meal of it. It's ruled that they're offside. 2 players collided in the Manly in-goal area and made an
absolute meal of catching it. See it again.
Nick Stone giving the
ruling that Ian Roberts, the man, is charging into Marty Gurr before the ball had really came down. Ruling that he interfered with him, leaving up for the ball here, but the shoulder in the back, well, very tough call, but that's the way he saw it. Ian Roberts was the man going for the ball.
The kick for touch is not a bad one. Takes play to within 3 or 4 metres of the quarter line. On to Daly.
Charges ahead. Can't get a pass away.
On to Ward. Ward going straight and hard. Gets to
within 12 metres of the halfway line. Hasler runs from dummy half. He's caught by the collar. Gets it away to Vaughton. Vaughton back to little Shaw. Shaw gone through.
Right through. It's clever
stuff. He wriggles and squiggles and does everything. He's a real little champion, this fellow. Long
cut out pass out to Crusher Cleal. Out to Davis. Davis goes up.
The ref, they crowd are calling for a forward pass, as you'd expect. 2 metres from the quarter line.
Loft. Hasler, who's covered 100 miles in this match this afternoon. Everything is done at frantic pace. Shaw.
They don't want to run. They're too tired. Gurr kicks ahead. The race is on. Cruikshank has it. He's tackled about 4 metres out from the line. Now Jason Moon running across field. Yes, David, some information.
Yes, Michael Popchi at number 40 is coming on, replacing Michael Andrews to lock forward, one of the real unsung heroes in this South Sydney side in 87. It's a cruel blow to the Rabbitohs.
Roberts getting a long pass away there to Blake. Blake gets it there to Ellison. Ellison to Roberts. Roberts goes down in the tackle. Not tackled. Still held by Hasler. Wrestling with him. Still going. And finally put out. Hasler ought to get a medal struck for the work that he puts in for this Manly side. Last tackle coming up. Coleman, that pass looked forward. Yes, it was. No doubt about it. I think the crowd disagree, but take my word, it was a forward pass. 16-13 is the score in Manly's favour. The players have absolutely run themselves to a standstill. On a close, on the burst to the halfway line. Paul Shaw. Spun around by Popchi in the tackle. Cochrane to Vaughton. Good surge by the Manly captain. Crusher Cleal running. He's gone very well. Gets a pass away up there to Lyons. Lyons is tackled by Maven just inside the quarter. Davis. Hasler kicking again for the second time. Taken in goal, but run out by Cruikshank. Well, he could have claimed the bomb. Just caught it and got a restart from the quarter line. I guess fatigue makes some players not quite aware of what's going on. Boyle, pass knocked down. Still fielded by South Sydney's Boyle again.
Mario Finney
running from dummy half.
South Sydney still searching for the answer. They tend to be running just too much one out. Craig Coleman's got to take hold. They've got to move this ball around, stick to the patterns of play that they had in the first half. One or two rucks either to the middle of the field or to one sideline and then set up out wide for the back line. They've got to move the ball.
Here's Jason Moon. Strong.
Michael Popchi away to Coleman. Running
to the defence before offloading.
Doesn't give them much chance to do
their thing. The last tackle coming up. What will the action be? Ellison kicking downfield.
It'll go to Marty Gurr. Well, he's taken a hell of a time to
pick it up. He's got it now. And redeems himself with a strong run.
Shaw onto Ronson. Wingers being called on to come in and take as much of this
heat off the forwards as can be. Shaw. Loft. Only about 5.5 minutes to go. Anyone's game still.
There's Shaw gone for a sprint right through the gap. Looks on the inside. It's going to be a penalty to
Hasler. Has to be. He was pulled out of the play. See that one again.
He's still the man to watch, Paul Shaw. Plenty of pace. He and Des Hasler out of that dummy half position, and for the life of me I can't understand how the sin bin wouldn't have been used in a situation like that. The try was on under the post. Des Hasler just too much pace for the South Sydney side. Should have been in the bin. Ian Roberts was the man in question.
Strikes it. Fails to get it.
Drifted away to the right. So the score remains 16-13 Manly's way. And it will be
a quarter line drop kick to restart.
Marty Gurr takes the ball, gives it away to Ronson. Wants to get a hot-foot it back upfield. He's busted one tackle, gets beyond the halfway line. Good run. Shaw steps, runs. Gets a pass away to Ronson. Ronson goes another 8 or 9 metres before being put down by a very tired-looking South Sydney side at the moment. Cochrane to Borton. Out to Lyons, who did well to take that. Back inside to Gurr.
Daly there. Hasler runs from dummy half, pops a pass to Cleel. Cleel's gone berserk, he's gone right through. Put down by Cruikshank, only about 10 metres out, 8 metres out. Shaw, pass, knocked down. It's still Manly's ball, is it? No, it's South Sydney's ball, about 4 minutes to go. Now they've got to make every post a winner. Out to Roberts. Roberts is taken to the ground by number 32, Matt Loft, and a good high tackle. Not round the head, round the chest.
Fennick, Coleman.
Cut out pass out to Maven. They cling like glue to his leg. And that is a handover, is it? Or has he lost the ball? Yes, Shaw had ripped it away from him in the tackle. It'll be a Manly feed. About 2.5 minutes to go now. Hasler gets a roar as he feeds that scrum. He's so tired he can barely get to his feet. About 3 metres from the halfway line. Paul Shaw slowly. Vaughton. Still battling.
That's all that's required from Manly. Slow play of the balls, just running this ball out from dummy half. They don't need to force the ball. They can't afford to come up with any mistakes to give South that last chance. Take the 5 tackles and a good kicking game and a good chase by all concerned. That should be the ball game.
Hasler running again, gets it away to Lyons. Lyons straightens. Back inside to Ward. Ward will go straight up the park. You can bet your life on it. The last tackle coming. Lyons to Crusher Cleel. Cleel's gone for the long kick. Well, that's out on the full. And there's the hooter. So Manly have won this this fixture as the
boos come from the
South Sydney fans. The referee, Mr. Stone, I'm just going to watch him as he comes off the field to see whether anything happens. I've felt that he had an uneven performance in all sorts of ways. But anyway, the scorers went this way.
2 tries each. South Sydney, Coleman and Maven. Ellison 2 goals plus a field goal. Gibbs and Lyons for Manly in their 16 points. Cochrane 4 goals. No better try scored than Ron Gibbs with his magnificent kick and follow on.
Every week they're at it, never daring to let up. Because winning's the only thing that counts when you're playing for the Winfield Cup. It doesn't matter if you're famous or a youngster making his way. There's only one thing that matters, and that's how well you play. That's what the big game's all about. Giving it the best you can. Always being a leader, never bowing to any man. Giving it all you know, giving it your best shot, making every step a winner, proving what it takes you got. Every week they're at it, giving it their all. But who will it be this year to collect the greatest prize of all?
And certainly all important that race is too for semi-final positions. All the other games played last Sunday, there were some important victories there as well.
After Cronulla's win, the Raiders knew the importance of victory over the Panthers in the race for the top 5. Matthew Corkery scored the first try as Furner's outfit enjoyed a handy 8-0 lead at the break in a match which marked the long-awaited comeback for big centre Mal Meninga. After the break, the Raiders increased that lead when State of Origin fullback Gary Belcher scored the easiest of tries. Then what the crowd had come to see, Big Mal on the run. However, his comeback game was marred when he was forced off, clutching the arm he broke just 10 weeks ago. The Raiders leapfrogged the Sharks on the table to be back in the top 5 with a convincing 24-6 win. And Henson Park, they could have seemed a neutral venue as East met West. It was a vital game for the Roosters' premiership hopes, and they got away to a very bright start. Gary Worth coming off a Steve Hardy pass for the 4-point lead. A John Tobin error, however, allowed the Magpies to storm back. They ended up levelling through a try by John Allison, and when the veteran Ian Schubert goaled, they had a handy 2-point lead of 6 points to 4. England international recruit Joe Lydon then made his impact on the match. In fact, he proved the match winner with 2 great tries. He also booted a penalty after his first try to give the Roosters a 10-6 lead. But Lydon then sealed the game for the Roosters in a solo effort to make it 14 points to 6. And when Tony Melrose dropped a field goal, it ended the scoring at Henson Park as the Roosters picked up 2 crucial premiership points to hold down outright second place on the Winfield Cup table.
It's always been one of our biggest problems, motivating ourselves against the sides that we're supposed to be. We don't handle the favourite tag all that well. But as I said, it was one of those games where I thought the referee's interpretation of the 5-metre rule and also making sure that the tackle player could get up and play the ball quickly, I thought was something that the appointments board could have a look at.
West played well, which frustrated us. We seemed to be slow to play the balls, and the breaks didn't come our way. All credit to West, they played some good football. And it was only luck that I think that brought us through on the day to win the 2 points.
In the first round, Northern Saints entertained the Easter Show fans at the Sydney Showground, but today they were back at Bear Park. However, it was the Dragons who looked like enjoying the picnic, racing to a commanding half-time lead. First up, Michael Beattie capitalised on Steve Linnane's good lead-up work. Then Bronco Jura walled through some feeble Bears defence. And that lead was extended just minutes later when Billy Noak couldn't believe his eyes as he broke into daylight for a simple try. It was 23-8 and the Saints seemed special. But the Saints did a North Sydney in the second half as they relaxed what appeared a match-winning lead. The ball just seemed to bounce right for the Bears in the second 40 minutes. Here, Hansen sends Clark in. It was 23 points to 20 when the veteran John Dorahy charged down the left flank. He found Brett French in support, who claimed his second try. Unlike previous weeks, the Bears weathered the storm in the last 10 minutes, running out winners by 26 to 23.
On to the Monday night clash at the Belmore Sports Ground. It was the first time we ventured out to Belmore in 1987. Balmain up against the Illawarra Steelers, and most critics would agree that it should be an easy victory for the Tigers.
We welcome you to Monday Night Football, and tonight, for the first time, coming to you from Belmore Sports Ground, where the Illawarra Steelers take on the Tigers of Balmain. Illawarra are out of contention this season in the race for the final 5, but Balmain, with a win tonight, could move into clear third spot on the premiership table behind Manly and Eastern Suburbs. Monday Night Football. And away he goes. The whistle goes. Taken by Russell Gardner inside his quarter. Ploughs his way out to within 5 metres of the quarter line. Lee Crooks onto Paul Sirenen. Be looking for a big game. It's not a bad start. Good surge there. Gets through a couple of metres. Then he allows the dummy half onto Brooks, who signed a contract today with the Tigers for
another 3 seasons. That'll be interesting news for Balmain fans. Elias kicks a long floating torpedo that is taken nicely by Carney back there. Well, now the Illawarra team are going to have to prove to everyone that they can play football under pressure, because this Balmain side does tend to put a team under constant pressure. Mackie, the kick downfield by Larder. Whoops, a daisy. Schofield overran the football then. He had a bit of time to get back. They rule offside. Larder came to Manly from Darwin. Saw the training, experienced the training, didn't like what he saw, went back home. Came back down again as an Illawarra player. Bit of a kicking duel developing here. That's gone to Gale. Gale's got a bit of room to move. He's got it out to Russell Gardner, who slips on the field. David, am I right in saying there's a little bit of dew on the ground?
I was going to say that to you, Rex. We've already seen on 2 occasions with firstly Gary Schofield and then Russell Gardner that the dew is a problem, and I think, Steve, you'll agree that the ball handling could be a problem out there tonight.
It certainly will, David. There is a little bit of dew on the ground, but I'm sure that they're all first-grade players, and we hope to see a lot of reduced drop ball tonight.
All right, Steve, I'll be having a chat with you from time to time throughout the night, so stick around, old boy.
Thanks, Rex.
On to David Brooks, a good charge. He must feel better now that he's got a contract under his belt. Benny Elias from dummy half, away to Crooks. Crooks gets the kick in. Oh, it's broken badly. I think it went off Davidson's foot. And they had to hasten that over the dead ball line. Scott Gale, 5 metres back from the quarter line now. On to Hardwick, the lock forward. Got a bit of a, yes, and the referee's seen it too. It's number 13 there, Keith Cole. He's going to be spoken to. He's evidently a fellow that can't resist putting a bit of a punch in. And that's a rather silly place to do it, because it's only about 23 or 4 metres out, and it's only about 5 metres off centre. And that's no way to win a rugby league game, let me tell you. Hands on hips, moves in now. Not missed that one. That's as straight as a gun barrel. Augurs well for the night. So after a few minutes play, Balmain 2, Illawarra 0. Steve Mortimer, have you got any comment to make?
Well, they've done a host of silly things down their own 25, like the penalty we first saw and Roscommon put 2 points over, and now they can all afford to throw silly passes or not control the ball, particularly in their own 25 when there's dew on the ground.
Well, that's 3 times they lost the ball on the first tackle. I just don't understand how a team is thinking about playing a game of football with that mistake ratio. Here's Balmain going with Elias, throws the dummy, goes straight in underneath the post. It's going to be a big night for Benny. He's been doing that sort of running all night. Possession held, Balmain 28 tackles, Illawarra 9. That's the answer. There's your reason. The goal's been kicked by Conlon. He's got 2 from 2. And the scoreline remains Balmain 8, Illawarra 0. Now the last tackle. Mackie, little grubber kick through. The race is on for it. It's thrown down. It's a try. McIndoe's come up with a try. Schofield knocked it on, and McIndoe had the temerity to pat Schofield on the back after that. I just don't believe it. He's got the wrong attitude to the game, this bloke.
Great little kick by Greg Mackie, well and truly placed in the in goal. Schofield read it well, was there on the spot, just couldn't control the ball. But plenty of players there chasing the kick through.
Carney's kick has been unsuccessful, just away to the right by about 6 feet, so the score remains Balmain 8, Illawarra 4. At the Withall, Larder to the Hetherington. Hetherington sights the opening and goes straight through. He's got the support on the outside. It's gone away to Bradley, and Bradley's in for the try. A fine try. Hit back, that's really shocked Balmain, I would suggest. The ease with which that was scored. See it again.
Enormous pressure on the Balmain side now. They went into the match as hot favourites. Put this one down to 1, Michael Bolt. He came up with his 3rd scrum win against the feed. The Tigers had been forced to put Scotty Gale in to feed the scrums after Michael Neal had lost 2 when he went feeding. But brilliant play. They just took the 1 tackle, went out wide looking for the numbers. They certainly had the numbers out wide. Of course, remembering the fact that players still in the sin bin, Lee Crooks and
Also Keithy Cole, so problems for both sides, one in defence, but the numbers were used correctly, and Brian Hetherington, plenty of experience. He didn't pass too early. He made Gary Schofield commit himself in defence, left the way open clear there for Graham Bradley to put the Tigers well and truly back on their heels.
Unsuccessful, just away to the right, so the score remains Illawarra 8, Balmain 8. There's Dean again to Dean Hanson, the lock forward. Way to Mackie, who's electric. This fella, he's got pace, let me tell you. He scored some good tries into Larder. Larder's going to score a try for Balmain, and it's a sensational try. Mackie really showed a clean pair of heels on that occasion and turned it back into Larder. See it again, it's a beauty.
Plenty of confidence in this Steelers outfit in this opening to the second half. They've been keeping it simple, nothing too fancy, just strong patterns of play to the middle of the ruck. They've been using the blind and out wide. Too much pace, Greg Mackey, and Steve Larder back inside. Plenty of support. Count the Steelers players there backing up. 2 and 3 men supporting the break by Mackey.
9 metres out. Kicks it out of the ground. It's another goal, so the score remains Illawarra 14, Balmain 8. 14 points to 8. The kick at goal is attempted from 10 yards short of the halfway line. It's a beautiful goal. He's kicked it directly over the black dot. A bit of vintage Conlon. Illawarra 14, Balmain 10. Now Conlon from only 22 metres out. And he's got it, so the score now diminishes slightly. Illawarra 14, Balmain 12. They're doing it the hard way. Paddock. I think we're going to see an incident here. I just caught out of the corner of my eye an incident. I think Spring's been sent from the field. He has, and that will be a woeful experience for Illawarra.
Well, away goes the forearm to Peter Spring, and one would wonder if, in fact, he's going to let this game turn back to the Balmain Tigers now. Not quite sure if it warranted a send-off, that incident. I certainly think it was strong tactics there on the behalf of the referee, Kevin Roberts, but you certainly can't feel sorry for a man that's going to leave his side down to 12 men.
Yes, he scored a couple of tries in his debut, did he not?
That's correct, Rex.
The goal was unsuccessful, or was it? Goal was successful, my mistake. So we've got a scoreline that reads, am I right in saying that, Alan Catt, 14 all?
Maguire charging ahead. The Balmain fans are really getting their act together. Benny Elias
goes for the drop goal, and suddenly Balmain are back in the lead again. The score
15 Balmain, 14 Illawarra, and Elias had to actually wait for a player to get out of his way. Brooks gets a pass away out there
to Clark. Clark away to... Well, there's another field goal from Schofield. A freakish one. Didn't look very good in flight, but when you see it again, it still counts a point. Watch this.
We were talking before about cool heads. Plenty of experience for Gary Schofield. He saw that Kevin Roberts hadn't ruled that a charge down. There was no 6 tackles still to go for Balmain, and just snuck that extra point. The Tigers 16, the Steelers 14.
About 5 minutes to go in this match. And there's the hooter. And it's been a win to the Balmain side. A rather fortuitous win, one must say. 16 points to 14. Now let's have a look at this. Conlon 5 goals, Elias a try, Elias a field goal, and Schofield a field goal. Make up the 16 points for Illawarra. McIndoe, Bradley and Larder in a 3 tries to 1 situation. Carney only 1 goal.
What a great game of rugby
16 points to 14. Balmain have defeated Illawarra. The use of the lowly field goal.
16 points to 14.
So we now get down to the business end of the 1987 season. Next weekend's games, all important. Parramatta and East, Balmain and Norths, Penrith and Illawarra, West and Canberra, Manly and Cronulla, an important one there, and also Canterbury and South with St George enjoying the bye. Well, another great week of football brought to you by Winfield. I certainly trust that you enjoyed all the action. I'm Graeme Hughes saying goodbye for now.